Welcome to another episode of the How to Do Your 20s podcast. And in this episode, we're talking all things CrossFit, from how to get started, why to get started, and everything. And I'm joined by Jerry from wadshop.com, who not only has a lot of experience training CrossFit, but he actually has an online store where you can buy all kinds of really cool gear for CrossFit. So thank you so much, Jerry, for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
So first question, what got you interested in CrossFit in the first place?
Um, what's funny is I got introduced to CrossFit when that movie 300 first came out. And I was like, man, how did these guys get in shape? So a buddy of mine, buddy actually introduced me to CrossFit, and that's basically how they got started. There was a gym called Jim Jones, and that's where the guys all trained. And I guess Jim Jones and CrossFit founder were training the same way, and they're trying to figure out how to, how people got in shape. And anyways, yeah, that's how I got started to CrossFit. I just was looking for a way to get in shape.
So the people from 300 did the CrossFit to get in shape, or?
They trained in that fashion.
Okay.
Yeah, real intense and real, just it's like, how do you get in shape in a short amount of time? So it's intensity.
So why are you interested in CrossFit versus other forms of training? Like, for instance, I see a lot of, bodybuilders that get really big, or there's all kinds of different things. So why CrossFit?
The reason that I got drawn into CrossFit is because it's functional movement. It's like something you can use in real life. Like when you get into your 80s, 90s, or 100 years old, you want to be able to actually still get off of the toilet seat on your own, right? And so, or when you become a grandparent, you want to be able to pick up your grandchildren. So that's all what they call functional movement, functional fitness.
As opposed to, what's a bodybuilder?
It's all primarily aesthetics, right? It's
That's
like,
true.
how do I build my biceps, or how do I build my pecs, or whatever. It's a great form of fitness on its own, but CrossFit's just one part of the whole health and fitness industry.
So before we get any farther into this episode,
Mhm.
what exactly is CrossFit? We talked a little bit about it, but what is
Yeah.
CrossFit?
So CrossFit is how they define it. It's uh, basically, they say it's high intensity functional movement that's constantly varied. So basically, the intensity is a component that the individual brings. So it's like how hard you're actually working on those particular movements. Functional movement, again, is just being able to use your fitness um, in a form that is you can actually pick up more weight, or move certain loads, or do more work in general. And then constantly varied is just basically it's different every day. So you're able to, cops do a lot of different things. Well, maybe not all of them besides, but
The donuts
military.
and
I wasn't gonna say that. Military, if you can imagine someone out on and front lines, they're actually using their fitness. So what's
God, God.
and what's funny is I'm starting to see a lot more say soccer moms getting into CrossFit, because the aspect that CrossFit brings into it, that's very different from what I see as, say, just going to a regular gym, is the community aspect. And that's what really is the draw for CrossFit, and as is a place where people can come together and kind of in some way suffer together sometimes in a workout. And then you guys they end up being your second home or second family, and you just build that camaraderie. So
Something
community.
Yeah, something I find really interesting about CrossFit is the competition. And I feel like sometimes the competition can be a good thing, and sometimes it can be
Yes.
a bad thing as well. How do you feel about the competition in CrossFit?
Um, in general, I think the competition is is great, because it challenges people to be a better version of themselves. The aspect of it that I think is not necessarily a healthy way of looking at it is, comparing yourself versus others, right? and I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. But I do believe in, just challenging yourself to be a better form of yourself. So if you're looking at your time from where CrossFit stands out, is basically you're able to measure your level of fitness at a certain point in time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you do a certain workout at this particular set time, say it takes you 5 minutes now, and then 3 months later, it took you now 4 minutes or 3 minutes, then you could effectively say that you're fitter 3 months later, right? So it's all measurable. So
That is a good part about it. I
yeah.
guess in general with working out, I think there's a tendency for people, no matter what CrossFit or anything, to want to push themselves past what they really should. Like I know I used to do just regular strength training, and I'd have buddies that come work out with me, and I was a lot stronger than them.
Hmm.
So what they would do is they'd add extra weight to the bar, and they would not be able to lift. Like for instance, for bench press, I'd be doing 225, and they only should be doing 135, but they decide to go up to 185 just because they want to try to compete with me, and then they would actually hurt themselves or just not get the same effect. So I think that
Hmm.
it's not necessarily a negative part about CrossFit, but in general, I've seen that a lot with CrossFit people or the part of the reason that I did not want to get involved with CrossFit was the ego. Is I know that
Mm.
my ego would get in the way,
Mm.
but
Sure.
I guess that's something you just get over.
Yeah, I think you brought up a couple of interesting factors, like how, if other people are around you are at a certain level, in order for you to be able to be around them or be their friends, you got to step up your game, right? And so that's a great thing that you're able to push your friends to the next level. And um, in some ways it's great. A peer group is a great way of keeping yourself accountable, right? And just pushing you to that next level. So, right, like one of the things they say is Napoleon Hill said you're the average of the five people that you surround yourself with, right?
Hmm.
And so, and that's in emotions, that's in finances, that's in just level of happiness and all aspects. So I think that being able to be around the people that are the next level in certain aspects of your life is great, because then it'll pull you towards a bigger vision.
That's awesome. I completely agree with that. And that's something I'm actually actively working on in my life is getting those five people because right now I'm
Yeah.
kind of just basically getting rid of all my social ties so I can work. And that's not a healthy way to live life. But back to CrossFit. So is there anybody you'd say CrossFit is not for?
um
'Cause right now we have soccer moms, we have, Navy SEALs, and that's a pretty wide range of people. Is there anybody that you'd say, you might not want to do CrossFit?
I think specifically CrossFit, I mean, I think any form of fitness that you're actually going to want to do and is fun and you'll actually go do is the best form. I don't think CrossFit is for everybody,
Hmm.
but it can apply to everybody because it's scalable. And what a lot of people think is that they see the CrossFit games that are on ESPN now, where people are moving a lot of weight and they're doing a lot of crazy things, like you mentioned, pull-ups, right? Yeah, to some degree that the CrossFit games and those kind of things are not CrossFit. The idea of CrossFit is basically just functional movement, being able to be fitter and actually use your fitness in a measurable way, right? Like, and measure your progress. So
So, how does someone get started in CrossFit? Do you need to join a gym or can you just start in your backyard?
I started at 24-hour fitness. And went to CrossFit.com and saw the workouts and basically scaled it down a lot. And the first time I did a workout was called Fran, which is probably the most popular workout, and it's 21-15-9 of thrusters and pull-ups, and that's basically a front squat into a push press and then pull-ups. So
So, you do 25. How does that
21.
work? Yeah, or
So
21.
21 thrusters, 21 pull-ups, 15 thrusters, 15 pull-ups, and then 9 thrusters, 9 pull-ups. So, um, so
How do you know how much
workouts.
weight to use?
So there's an RX weight, a prescribed weight, which they say, and you there that's a standard weight. But again, you could do it with what they call a PVC pipe, which is just a plastic pipe, or you could even do it with no weight or nothing. And the pull-ups you can scale with a resistance band, so you stand on the band and you actually getting some assistance when you're doing pull-ups. Or if you're at 24-hour fitness, you could use those, the pull-up stations where you can actually have some assistance with the weight pulling up. So again, it's all scalable, but everybody, in my eyes, you should be able to use your body to its maximum potential, right? And I think it's just a matter of maximizing your own personal potential when I look at it.
So the prescribed weight is based on your body weight, or
Prescribed weight is a standard weight that they say, oh, this is for Fran, for example, it's 95 pounds for men, and then for women, it's 65 pounds
I see.
for the bar. And then the
Okay,
pull up is basically the standard is full range, so locked out at the bottom and then chin over the bar.
okay, and then so
So
you're
those are
doing it for
standards
time,
for
basically.
time. Yeah,
I gotcha. And then, so someone that's looking to get started, do you just go to CrossFit.com?
yeah. You go to CrossFit.com, you'll find the map. I believe it's on the left side. It'll tell you where CrossFit gyms are. One thing I will warn you about is every CrossFit gym is individually owned and operated. So you'll get a wide range of quality of instruction, quality of the gym environment, quality of the community. And in my experience being in CrossFit community, ever since the movie 300 came out, I think it's been about 8, 9 years now. Um, every gym is different, very different. And so I would judge uh, the the quality by those three factors. It's the community, the coaching, and um, just the overall feeling that you get from being around there. Like, is it conducive to you wanting to be there on a regular basis? Does
How
it
do you
feel like home?
how do you recommend to find a gym? Just go through the yellow pages and
Yeah, you could Yelp, you could Google, say CrossFit, and then your city.
mhm. And then just look at the reviews for the most
You could,
part.
yeah, that's a great idea. Look at the Yelp reviews and check it out. And but the best thing is, obviously, from personal experience, a lot of them will give you a week trial or something like that you could try it out.
That's cool. And then, so let's say you want to do this on your own. So do you do Fran every day, or I guess that sounds a little bit worse than I meant it to. You do the Fran. Do you do Fran every day, or do you mix it up and do some Jane and?
You could do some Cindy, you could do some Karen. No, again, the it's constantly varied, so it's different every time. So the the motto of CrossFit is we specialize in not specializing. So you want to be able to respond to. It's not like you're going to do this every day, but at any given time, you could be tasked to save a family member from a burning building, right? And
Like
you want to
usual
be able to
Monday. Yeah.
yeah, a typical Monday, walking to work, like, but no, you want to, be able to use your fitness and be able to be prepared for anything. And it's just a fun way of being able to do that is constantly varying your workouts.
So if I were to get started, let's say on Monday, and
hmm
I do the Fran workout, and then if I want to work out again on Tuesday, do I just pick whichever one looks prettiest to me, or?
I would follow a standard, like a program. So a lot of CrossFit gyms websites, it's all public information. You can go to any CrossFit gym's website, but you can go to CrossFit.com. They have a workout posted every day, and they have a movement explanation every day. Not every day. They have a movement explanation of all the exercises there. You can also go to wadstar.com where they show you in beautiful form like how to do all the movements there. And we're actually, as Wad Shop, we're partnering up with them to create help them build their information database of just how to these movements, like questions like you're asking now.
Okay. So is are you supposed to work out every day with CrossFit, or is it just completely up to you?
Originally they had a 3 day on, 1 day off, 2 day on, 1 day off kind of schedule, but it's really, you know, I think ultimately the best question is like, how do you feel, and are you making the progress that you want? You know, for me, I like to keep my workouts under an hour, and CrossFit workouts are you're in and out of the gym in an hour. It's all instruction based, so you do it in a group setting. Sometimes I still go to 24-hour when I'm pressed for time, and I have a 25-minute workout that I do. So going back to just there's a it's important, I think, to follow a program, because then you're not doing the same thing all the time, and you're making progress.
Gotcha. So like for instance, the Fran workout, how long is that supposed to take?
So when I first did it, I did it probably with like 50 pounds. That's a front squat and then a push overhead,
Hmm.
push press, and then pull-ups. And it looked horrible. So that probably took me like 13 minutes. First time I did it RX, prescribed weight with 95 pounds. Yeah, it took me about 12 minutes or so. But
So
now,
if that only takes 12 minutes, then how do you work out for an hour? Do you do a different one afterwards, or?
that's the intensity part, right? Some people think that you have to work out for a certain amount of time and be in a gym for 2 hours, right?
Mhm.
But you can actually be in and out of the gym in 25 minutes or so and get a lot of work done. Um, the hour long is maybe they do Fran and then they do some other components, like they do some mobility work or they'll do some strength training, and it's
Okay.
always different again. But yeah, so I took my Fran workout from 13 minutes. Now it's under 5 minutes, which is measurable. Like Peter Drucker said, you can't manage what you don't measure, right? So
Absolutely. That's awesome. So I kind of want to shift gears here a little bit and talk about like what kind of gear you need. Can you just go? I mean, do you need anything special to do a CrossFit workout?
um, it'd be a good idea to get some basic things that can help you with your workout. Uh, Typically, what people buy are hand grips. People in CrossFit, they use their hands all the time. It's the most used tool, you could say, in CrossFit, right? They're getting calluses on their hands and they're doing pull-ups, they're doing bar work, kettlebell swings, all kinds of stuff. Hand grip is a good tool. Knee support is another great tool. We have a brand on our site called Reband, and our hand grips, most popular one we have is jaw hand grips. And then another thing I would recommend is wrist support. So that definitely helps when you're doing work overhead and stuff like that. So,
Okay. So anything else about CrossFit that you'd like to add?
um, specifically about CrossFit, I think it's a great way to make progress in your fitness goals. And it's just one way, and it's not for everyone, but it's worth a try. And it's worth checking out your local CrossFit gym. Again, try different ones. They're not all the same, and just take it easy. Take it at your own pace, because it could be a fun sport. It's fitness as a sport.
Absolutely. And before we wrap up, I gotta ask, how did the workouts get their name?
Workouts, some of them are what are called hero workouts, which they're named after fallen heroes from military. Um, so some of those are men and women, mostly men, but some of them are women's names.
So
And
wait, first off, the heroes. So like, do you have an example? Like, what's the name of one of the heroes?
there's one that's the most popular one. It's called Murph. There's a movie out right now. I think it's called Sniper, American Sniper or something. Lone Survivor. Lone Survivor.
Mhm.
Um, and I think Murph was part of that story. So the workout is basically it's pretty pretty horrendous. It's a mile run, 100 pull-ups, 100, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and then a mile run. So I can see why some people are like turned off by that. They think of CrossFit, but that's not CrossFit. I mean, that's just one component, you know. So that's the hero workouts are generally a lot harder than the girl workouts.
What are the girl workouts?
Girl workouts, there's one called Fran, there's one called Cindy. Karen is like, there's one called Helen.
And how do they get their names?
How do they get their names? So they say that the founder was heard saying, anything that will put you on your back on the floor wondering what the heck happened deserves a woman's name.
I love that. That is so awesome.
They also say like hurricanes, they'll come through, tear up the place, and then again leave you wondering what happened.
Yeah, like a Hurricane Katrina or
yes,
Irene or something.
Exactly.
That is awesome. So before we end, any general advice that you have for the 20-somethings out there on life?
Let's see. Thinking back when I was 20, if I could talk to myself when I was 20.
Years and years ago.
Years ago. I think just I would say find the balance of fun and hard work. Because if you work too hard, you won't be able to enjoy your 20s. And if you don't have the fun, then you're just passing the time's just going to pass you by. So make sure you have some social time, Travis.
I need that. Well, Jerry, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it.
No problem.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. And if you did, make sure you hit the big red subscribe button down below. You can also check me out on Facebook and on Twitter. And I release a new video every Monday. And by hitting that subscribe button, you'll get those new videos every Monday. And this is really a podcast. It's also a website. You can check out the website. It's howtodoyour20s.com. I'll put a link right over here as well. And what it's all about is trying to improve your life. And we specifically focus on things that people in their 20s are interested in. So make sure you like the video if you liked it. Subscribe. Like us on Facebook and Twitter, whatever. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again on another video.